talk about your friendship with Devlin. Tell me how you met him, or tell me everything about that. Everything.
I knew Sancho.
Please.
I met him through Sancho.
Okay.
I met Sancho January 2014. I was trying to get a game with Sancho, just like those subscribers who were joining in the middle of the interview. I was basically one of those guys. I mean, okay. I was more polite though. Like I sent him a message, like, "Do you have room?" But he didn't respond. I remember in one of his videos he said he was sick, so I just fucking joined, and then they just started searching for a game. I'm like, oh shit, he's letting me play with him. Cool. Yeah, I was like, all right. And this other guy's stoic, and then I found out he was like a moderator for the subreddit. I didn't know what the fuck a Reddit was, but I thought he was. I thought a Reddit was like Naughty Dog, and I thought he was like a huge like developer or some shit. I'm like, oh wow.
Oh yeah, Reddit.
I'm playing with some big names. Cool. Yeah, I didn't know who the fuck these people were, dude. I had no fucking idea. Anyways, and then Sancho. He had his mic off because his throat was sore or some shit, and I said, "Hey, dude, so I heard you were sick in a video. I'm a doctor, man. You want some medical advice? What are your symptoms?" And he turned on his mic immediately. It's like, oh
my god, he talked like that. That's
so
crazy.
I sent him no, but, blah blah blah. I said, "Can you give me a oh yeah?" He goes, "Oh yeah." I'm like, yes. But basically, you know, he did a pretty good job with it though. Even though he was sick. And I sent him like all these messages, and I think I went way overboard because he basically was almost done with the flu. And I like started listing like all these medications that he can go and buy right now, and herbal solutions that he can do without having to go to the doctor. I gave him all these alternatives. Oh yeah, it was just fucking stupid, man, and like exact dosages and how much and all this shit and these PlayStation 3 messaging, and it took me forever to type it out. And I sent it to him, and you know, it was just ridiculous. Like, I didn't need to go that overboard, but I really liked the guy because he was one of the reasons I ended up buying the game, and I loved his tips and tricks videos. I looked forward to his videos. Anyways, a month later though, I was on, and by chance I had Valentine's Day off, and it was the day the DLC came out, and I intended on playing Left Behind as soon as it downloaded.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
That was my goal. In the middle of the night, as soon as it came out. And Sancho West sent me a party invite.
Oh,
go play.
Ooh, Sancho West sent me a party invite.
And I was like, oh my fucking god, like holy shit, you know, because I hadn't talked to him in a month. And I was like, oh, he remembers me. And I joined in. He's like, hey, this is Valkyrie. He's a doctor. And all of a sudden, oh, you know what I mean? And Devlin was there. I didn't know who the fuck he was. I just saw Luke DR. That was his old name. And there was Seth Creed, Big Victor Von Bass. Big Daddy Victor, I think Stowe was there too, myself, what was that guy's name, Shino, I think this guy named Shino, and that's 7 or 8, and then I think somebody else, it was a lot of big names in the community back in the day. And I was just like, oh my god, all these guys are playing with Sancho, they must be big, and here I am, no one knows who the fuck I am. It's just like,
who's
oh
this?
My god, who's this guy? Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
See.
First game we played was on Bus Depot. I got shivved by Sancho 4 times, didn't get a single down.
Oh my god.
I didn't get a single down all game. I got destroyed. Everybody was so fucking good. Like, they were actually tearing me up. They were using a burst rifle, and this is before I found sharpshooter, by the way.
Shit.
Like, I've been using the burst for, I think, like, 2 weeks at this point, and I was like trying to get good with it, and I kept switching loadouts mid-game. I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing, maybe this will work. Nothing worked. There wasn't Bomb Expert to save me. There wasn't really a shotgun. There was nothing really, because they were just too fucking good. I wasn't the worst player, but going up against top league players, like, it just, they were the best in the fucking game at the time, in my opinion. I didn't know anybody else, but they just tore me a new asshole. And then the second game was on downtown, and I downed I think my one down was on Devlin, and I got him with a burst rifle, and he was trying to get me with a 9mm, and he shot me 4 times, and I got a double. I think it took me 3 bursts to down him, and I got him, and I was so happy. You have no idea. You have no idea how happy I was. And I sent him a friend request. I sent everybody in the lobby a friend request. I'm like, you guys are all amazing. Thanks for letting me get in here. And anyways, and then I think I played only 2 games with him, and I actually left on my own, I believe.
I looked at this comment from you on Devlin's gaming channel, one of his videos, over a year ago, and I love this comment.
It was on his first Factions Friday, right?
Yeah,
it's like, hi, my name's Valkyrie.
Hey man, great video. No wonder you kicked my ass yesterday, lol. I'm Valkyrie, by the way. Happy Valentine's Day, man. So that makes sense. I thought it was like some kind of gay reference.
No. That was That was when I met him.
And then Devlin, wait, let me say, Devlin replies, "Cheers! I just added you on PSN. Happy Valentine's Day to you too, man."
I just met him earlier that day, and
That makes sense.
I found out. I think Sancho mentioned his YouTube channel and something like he was like, "Devlin, are you recording this?" I'm like, "Huh?" And he was like,
Oh.
I was like, "Do you have a YouTube?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have a YouTube." And I think he only had like 40 subscribers at the time. Like,
oh wow,
I was one of his, and I was. You look at all his videos, I'm like the only comment. Like, it's ridiculous. And back then, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of fanboyed a bit. It was just because back at the time, I didn't know anything about YouTube, or I didn't even know what the fuck Twitch was. Now I'm in that opposite position, and I'm trying to be the type of YouTuber that I wish, you know, well, I mean, they, you know what I mean, like that would have told me, you know, hey, we're just a dude, and that's what McKillers did. A few months later, I met him. He just fucking like went out of his way because I commented on all his videos and liked all his shit, and he was just like, who the fuck are you? Let's play. And I'm like, okay. So he got me in a game, and I was trying to be all professional, and I remember my phone was having a typo, and I'm like, oh no, you know, it was some funny shit. I'm telling you, man, I was completely different mindset. Because these guys were all out of my league, and I remember he brought me in a game with Swifty and Anter and Davey and Kevin and Billy. I'm like,
all the tryhards.
Oh my fucking god! I had watched his video, and I knew what sharpshooter was, and I was actually putting in some solid work. We did like 9 milli only, and I led the team with 13 downs. And I was actually doing pretty. I was actually pretty well. I remember one time, first game, Swifty had no idea who I was, and we actually had like a lot of like burst offs, and we were pretty much even. Like I downed him, he downed me, he downed me, I downed him. And I just remember him like, oh, that Valkyrie guy, like the moment that the game ended, he was talking about me, and I was like, oh my god. It was funny. You know, looking back, hindsight, it's like basically fucking irrelevant, but thinking about it now, it was pretty fucking cool. But now I'm here in this situation, and I'm quote unquote a YouTuber, you know, and really in the end, like I'm just a fucking dude in his spare time who posts a video every now and then.
I'm not. I am a god as a YouTuber.
Anyways, that's how I met Devlin, and then later on, that's how I met McKillers and the whole bunch. And
oh, yeah. So you met them through Devlin, right?
Through Devlin, we played, and we had an awesome double shiv, and oh shit, no! Wow. All right, that's cool. I'm just gonna rage quit. Yeah, and we had this awesome double shiv, and he had this video called "This Is the Last of Us." He was like, "Hey, these are people I play with," and he put me in there because we had that double shiv, and I was actually, I think, at the end of the video because it was a badass moment. That was back when I used the Havoc helmet, and it was just fucking awesome because like we both threw a smoke bomb, and then we rushed in at the exact same time from opposite end of the maps and hit triangle and got a shiv, and then we just started punching each other with a fucking modded 2x4, and it was awesome.
Smoke out!
It was just fucking cool. It's like, that's a double shiv. I never had that happen before. One, I used to normally play solo, and then I'm playing with fucking Devlin Gaming, you know what I mean? It was fucking cool. And we kind of bonded. We were similar people, and you know, we had some good conversations. Yeah. And we were like, he was like, here, add me on Skype. I'm like, okay.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, and then he asked me to be a party leader for the skirmish. Since, you know, I was a big supporter of the channel, and we played a lot. He was like, yeah, you can be a lobby leader for the skirmish. Why not? And I was in every skirmish since then, and that's kind of where I started getting known. And then he posted a lot of videos with me in them, and basically he made a promo for my channel. I ended up getting like 50 subs before I even posted a video, and I was like, alright, okay, maybe I'll post this Hank Hill bullshit.
Before I left the office, the new guy made it sound like she was on top of everything.
And then people were like, he posted a video. It's kind of funny. And then I ended up actually starting making, you know, content. I think it went over pretty well. I didn't know what I wanted to do with the channel. I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna make burst montages.
Yeah,
so much of a badass I am. And then I'm like,
with the preset songs from the Share Factory.
Yeah, yeah, dude. Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of people didn't know us from Share Factory, but it worked out well.
Song, bruh. Thanks, bruh.
I know, right? Exactly, man. But like the thing was, back then there wasn't too many burst rifle montages at all, and it wasn't really known that it's so OP. Because you got to remember the buff had just happened months prior, and it was on PS3. On PS4, it's so much easier to get headshots because it's 60 FPS. You know, and when it's 30 FPS and shit's skipping everywhere and connections are terrible because the servers aren't dedicated and there's actual white plugs. Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Like getting headshots is so different in this game. Like I used to be terrible with the hunting rifle, and when I started playing this game and I was a burst rifle tryhard, and I just was used to aiming at the head. Yeah. Like when I got the rifle, I actually was pretty fucking good with the hunting rifle. Like, not even gonna be modest. I tore shit up with the hunting rifle.
I mean, how much of a friend is Devlin's? Like, how much does he mean to you now? Like, what is that? What's there?
He's a really good friend. Really good friend.
Whose idea was the 1v1s? Was yours? Say, let's fucking 1v1, bruh. Those 1v1s on Devlin's channel that are like.
I think it was
legendary.
I think it was on me. I think it was me. I'd like to say it was me because I'm the type of guy, you know, who always like.
Take the credit.
I'm ambitious. I just say shit that comes to my mind. I was like, yo, dude, let's fucking. You want to do a 1v1, man? And like record audio, and he was like, yo, let's do it. And I think we had to like record it over Skype call back on PS3 before party chat, because it was like a fucking nightmare. And I just remember it was a fun time. Like it was meant to be entertaining, but that's kind of where, you know, the legend of fucking, you know, Valkyrie, not to be a dick, but it kind of spawned from that.
The most stupid loadout.
Let's do it.
I'm putting on stupid customization.
The only thing this game needs is ridiculous amounts of smack talk.
Your mom? Your mom? Ah! Look at the shorty, no! Like, check it out. Let's go start firing shorty shells everywhere. And it's silent, so it's not like anyone would realize where this is coming from. Oh, shit. I swear to God, if you already bought the flamethrower.
Oh! Knock,
Okay.
knock!
Wow. Oh. No!
No!
Oh, shit.
Ah!
You know, a lot of people are like, oh my god, Devlin 1v1, holy shit. And they're like, oh damn, this guy ain't bad. You know, and it was interesting, because everyone had seen me in like the skirmishes and whatnot, but no one really, like, you know, knew anything much about me other than, you know, I'm a dick, and I will burst you in the face.
He's a dick.
It was kind of cool
but
to
like,
see me
kind of like
play,
cool dick? So, kind of like a mutual thing, and then Devlin said, hey, I should put this as a new series on my YouTube channel.
Actually, I don't think we intended for it to be a series. Did you watch that one? I think you did. You commented. That one video was like, "Where's Waldo? We're hiding in interrogation." And I was like, "Dude, every time you have a drought of content, you call me in and I record a video there for you, basically.
Yeah.
With my audio. That's really what it is. Like whenever he didn't have an idea for Factions Friday, he's like, "Hey, you want to do a 1v1?" I'm like, "Okay."
That's not a bad idea.
That's pretty much what it was, man. And I
smart.
just like took off my filter for 15 minutes and had fun with it.
So, you know, as someone who's built, you know, your YouTube and your Twitch from like really, I think you put in a lot of grinding and hard work to really get that, get those numbers up. What do you find more frustrating? Seeing people gain more followers on Twitch and YouTube by being just being a female gamer, a girl gamer, or these comeback what is that, the comeback warriors that they basically just comeback heroes, you know, the quote unquote comeback
I'll tell
heroes.
you, comeback people, probably.
Comeback people more than the girl gamers?
Well, girl gamers are definitely irritating, but I expect that because you can be a girl gamer on YouTube. You can be a girl at any type of anything in the gaming community and people are gonna fucking like it. But the comeback people, that's not at all, because the people are posting comeback stuff. Now, I want to state this off the bat. HR Stod, I respect what he's done. He was the first to do it, and he basically championed the entire thing, and he did it back when no one really knew how to. And I got to give him credit for that. He's put a ton of, his videos have a lot of well-edited parts in it. You know, he releases tons of them. He puts a lot of effort to get all those things in there. You know, I gotta give him credit. I love the guy. All these other fuckers, you know, I'll name some people. Again, nothing on the individuals.
Yeah.
Just the channel itself. Duncan, Dark Phoenix, Last Man Gamer, Rolando, the Spirit himself, Toma.
Spirit of Rolando.
Like, I'm sure there's more. You know what's funny? Little story about Rolando. First time I met him, I was in a Fanatics tournament. Last was Fanatics, Facebook group, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And they were doing a tournament. Remaster just came out. I was still burst rifle tryhard. I quite literally put the team on my back for the thing because you know, Fanatic group. A lot of them are campaign players. You know what I mean? They're campaign players. I'm not trying to be a dick on that, but like seriously, I was like the only experienced factions player in my group. I remember Rolando being one of the individuals I was teamed up with, and he was like the worst player I've ever seen. I'm not even kidding. He went like 007 or 1-7,
yeah.
or like 1-1 and 8. Like every game, even the practice games, the first couple rounds. I eventually kicked him and got somebody else and said, "Oh, he had to leave, so I got a replacement." Dead serious. He was gonna lose us the tournament.
Did he take out the shotgun?
No, he was just stupid. He walked around like a fucking idiot. And he was a higher, and the thing was, I was always like, why haven't you completed 12 weeks? He was, he like barely even spoke fucking English. I was like, what the fuck is this guy? I thought he was like a brain dead dude. I swear to God, I thought he was a kid with Down syndrome. And then, like, a couple months later, he sent me a message. I'm like, oh, this guy's still on my friends list? And he's like, check out my 1v20 comeback on my YouTube. I'm like, you've got to be shitting me. This is complete bullshit. That was like one of my first experiences with TLoU comebacks. And then I'm like,
oh my God.
He's just shotgunning noobs. What is this?
Yeah.
And he got all these views. I'm like, what is this bullshit?
Yeah.
He's the most cocky fucker I've ever met in my entire life. For no reason. Every time I played him, I've destroyed him. Every time. That agility bow bullshit does not work with me. The only time he's down me is with a fucking shotgun. He tried, you know, he was doing a comeback like on Sancho's channel, on Sancho's stream. He was trying to get a comeback going. I fucking downed the shit. I downed him like 30 seconds in the comeback. Game over. Just outgunned him. He tried gunning me down with a semi-auto because I was out of his fucking throwable and shotgun range, and I just outgunned him. I took down his armor, took him down like one shot, and then I think somebody came up behind him, and then he had to run out, and I shot him again. Like he just got wrecked, right? You know what I mean? It was just one of those moments. It's like, no, dude, see, it doesn't work on high levels, Rolando. This jumping, shotgunning bullshit doesn't work on people who know you're trying to jump and shotgun. Like I could tell the entire game he was trying to set up a comeback. You know why? Because I never fucking saw him. And he had like a bunch of parts with like one down and like one death, and it's like, where the fuck is Rolando? 10 minutes into the game, where the fuck is he? And then all of a sudden it's sudden death, and he busts out a shotgun with like 6 parts. I'm like, really? You're doing this on a stream? You know? Yeah. And it's just, it was irritating because it's stuff like that. Again, I'm really bitching on the guy. Like I personally, like, I used to kind of like him a little bit, but I really just don't anymore. He has negative karma on Reddit. Like, I've seen some of the shit he posts on Reddit. He is a mean fucker. Like, these people are like, dude, you gotta stop with the shotgun comebacks in the movie trailers. Like, they're just so ridiculous. And he's like, just wait till my bow montage. I'll show you all I'm the greatest player that's ever been. You know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? You've gotta be, you know, and it's just, he's got such a high ego. Like, you gotta turn that shit down. Like, there's no need to bring that type of negative fucking karma, negative energy into the community. Like, it has enough problems.
It does.
You know, I really feel, and you look at the comment section, anybody who dares say anything negative against Rolando, they get just crucified by his fan base. You know, every comeback on my channel, I've had, you know, I think I've had 4 really large comebacks. 3 of them were on this channel. One was on PS3. I couldn't record it. One of them is in my 100 subs montage. It was like a 1v13. And I chopped it up in the beginning of the montage, so no, and honestly, most people didn't even realize it was a fucking comeback, but it was like a 1v13. You'll go watch that, you'll see it. It's just kill, and I'm in last man the whole fucking time. The other 2 was the 9mm comeback, which was like a 1v13, I think, as well. Yes, I had teammates for a part of the comeback, but like, let's be real.
You used them so you could have a comeback?
No, not at all. Not at all. Like, if you, the entire game is up. Like, just to show, I had no intention of getting a comeback. I had an intention of recording clips for a fucking 9mm tips and tricks video. And the teammates, they just get, and at one point all 3 of them were down, and I was able to revive 2 of them after getting a team wipe. Like, I could have let them die there. That just proves right there. If I was going for a comeback, would have let them die. But I revived him because of a good teammate. And turns out one of them just immediately stole my execution, got Molotov 10 seconds later. And the other guy, like, seriously just ran off, crouching around, trying to hit a box to craft shit. And I took on the whole team. Like, they really didn't do much. Yes, at one point I used his dead body as bait while they were teabagging him to take down a guy.
Fraud.
And then the other guy
Fraud,
shot later.
I say.
Like, whatever the case. Dude. Like, it was still like 6 people alive by the time I was in last man. The other one was the burst comeback, where I actually downed. There were 3 guys that I downed at one point, and then they all got picked up. So, it was kind of like a 1v13 because I downed them and then ran away to get like a, you know, to get the last man box and set myself up to do the comeback. I actually switched loadouts. I was using a full auto the whole game against variable rifle tryhards and burst rifle tryhards, and I think one guy had a shotgun. It was intense, dude. It was one hell of a fucking. I don't know if you saw the burst rifle comeback.
I don't know.
It was probably it was one of my proudest moments on TLoU. I felt like that was because I wasn't even in the zone that game. It was just situational awareness. Like my aim wasn't even on point either. They had helmets, yeah, but you know, I mean.
But you had a burst rifle. Got good.
It wasn't even upgraded, dude.
Oh wow,
that's
correct.
Yeah, that's why I like, because I didn't have any parts to do the comeback. I was getting wrecked the whole game, but I got radar, I got the box, I had no craftables either when I got it. Like, it was a completely impromptu comeback, and you never see that these days. And it got a lot of views, and I'm like, I could actually, you know, like, make a bunch of comebacks, get a shit ton of subs, and
yeah, you should. Fuck it. Just say, fuck it, I'm doing it.
No, you don't get it.
Just bomb expert 3, shotgun comeback.
That's a terrible loadout, but no, the thing is, I don't want that type of community. I love the type of community I have. People who subscribe because they like me, not for the comeback. The reason people subscribe to my channel, it's because of, I want them to subscribe for Valkyrie. Here, check out this awesome bomb spot real quick.
Oh, get out of here. Let me see. Oh, no way.
Get as close to the window as you can. Like, you can barely see that shit. Watch this shit. Watch.
Whoa. All right, so let me ask you this question. What's your feeling about the subreddit at its current state?
Dude, you have great questions. You should have put all these. Oh man, if you put all these in the Q&A, it would have been like 9 hours. Okay, subreddit. When it first came out, I think it was a helpful, friendly place. Everyone was like, "Hey, you wanna play? Let's try to figure this game out." You know what I mean? So the subreddit was basically a bunch of lost souls living in a fishbowl. Pink Floyd reference, anybody? And it was a friendly place, man. Like, again, I really didn't know the Reddit till later. But even when I joined later in the game, almost a year later, when I figured out what Reddit was, it was still a friendly fucking atmosphere. There was a lot of, like, you know, people were actually like, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" Blah blah blah. And some people were like voicing like, "So my dog died today, and I played factions, and it made me feel better. Anyone else have a similar experience?" You know, and shit like that. It's like, oh my god,
that sounds like community right there. That sounds great.
It was a community, and now people are posting GIFs and like montages and FN, just, and it's like all the questions have really been answered, and now it's just left with like trash and just like, it's so stupid, man. Like, I remember one time, it was like Christmas. It was Christmas. I just posted my channel trailer, and I was like, "God bless everybody on the holiday season. Stay safe." And some guy told me I'm a fucking rapist because I said "God bless," and I sound like a preacher. And yeah, I'm dead serious on this shit. I'm sure it's still there unless he deleted his comments. Every time I post a video from me, it'll be something I say. Like, one guy, it was my 9mm.
Yeah, I remember this.
And, he was like, "You said hard scoping. I lost it there. Haha." He's such a dick to his teammates. When he Rain Manned the guy's loadout, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, the fuck are you even bitching about?
Yeah.
I figured out a guy's loadout based on his movement to help me with the game. What's wrong with that? That's just experience. Like, what, you want me to not give any commentary?
They go like, "Oh, well, you're being so negative, such a mean about that, so negative towards that."
The funny thing was, with that game, I was just talking to myself. Like, I didn't even. I was gonna mute it all for the to talk over it for a thing. I was just talking to myself. I didn't expect it to actually be like a thing. You know? But these people are like getting all, it's like every time I post a video there, it's just met with negativity. I mean, and then the funny thing is, like, there's a huge fan base there too for me, you know, and for, you know, good content. They're like, yeah, you know, fuck, you know, blah, blah, blah. Don't mind the haters, man. I'm like, yeah, fuck the Reddit. Y'all are fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry for the few good people that still fucking do that shit, but that shit is dead. There are so many negative fuckers there.
Being a self-proclaimed asshole, as you are, do you ever feel like you went too far playing this game? You're an asshole to someone.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. There have definitely been moments when it's like, okay, maybe I went too far in that kid, or you know, or oh shit, you know, maybe this guy's just having a bad day. And you know, if I ever think I've gone too far, I will go out of my way and send the guy a message or a voice chat or something. Even if they've blocked me, I'll try to make a reach to say, dude, I'm sorry. You know, I went too far. I was just getting caught up in the game. Most of the time, a lot of the shit I say, again, just purely for entertainment. Just like, here you go, man. You guys like salt? Okay, here. You know, like that rage montage on my channel. Like, yeah. I was one, hammered, and two, doing it all for entertainment.
One thing you would, though, if you had one thing you could take out of the game, what would it be?
Oh fuck! Can I have
one.
Two?
One, just one.
I think if anything, the tactical shotgun. It truly has changed the flow of the game. Like, Bomb Expert 3 is definitely up there, but again, that's 5 loadout points, Explosion 2, that's 8. You know what I mean? You have to sacrifice the loadout. Yeah, you're sure, you'll get some kills. You'll get some kills. You can even have some good games, but, like, if your team's doing well, you can get fucked on welfare. You know, like, there are a few drawbacks, you know, there are a few safety gates to that being completely OP. Even though it's stupid as fuck, but, like...
Tack shoddy.
The tack shoddy is just fucking stupid. It should not be faster than a semi-auto to down.
Yeah.
It should not have the range it does. I shouldn't lose half health. It takes like 70% of your fucking health from like across the fucking map. It's stupid.
Oh, yeah. It's very stupid. It's like
it's a spread. It's a fucking frontier rifle with a spread.
It's faster than a frontier rifle. Like, you're supposed to, a weapon like that too, that's 2 shots are down.
It's faster.
It's faster. It's definitely faster.
It is the fastest downtime sans headshots.
You don't have to wiggle. Like, you know, any 2-shot weapon, you have to wiggle a little bit. That weapon, you don't have to wiggle at all.
Shit. You buy armor and have a maxed out tack shotty, you can seriously, like, there's no gun, there's no way I can simulate it. It's just pow, pow, dead. Yeah. Or if you want to be a real dick, peek out of cover, pow. Go back in, shoot again, pow. Like, it's so quick. You can even do the stupid Rolando Nick a 30 shit where duck and weave and freak out. If you have a fucking helmet, there's no way you can die from body shots. They can't kill you unless you fucking miss or they have the advantage from hitting you from cover. But even then, sometimes you can win because it shoots faster. It is the fastest body shot down in the game. That's stupid. I don't care how many loadout points it is. It's a fucking large firearm. You have unlimited ammo with that shit. It's stupid.
Scavenger 2 with that? Hello.
Fuck off. That gun is fucking stupid. If you say it's not stupid, then you're stupid. Again, I know. Like, there are people out there who defend it to the death, and they're like, blah, blah, blah. No, dude, I'm sorry. If you don't get that it's broken, you obviously have not played the game like we have. But you need, or you haven't played it since launch. They don't get it. There's a lot of things here. If you're coming into this game now, you're gonna have a completely different perspective because you're not gonna be like, oh, this is in the game. It's fair. No, it wasn't in the game. It's bullshit that was added in for a complete profit. A tactical fucking shotgun. Like, seriously, Quentin Cobb, the guy who thinks bow players will dominate the game, buffs the shorty, the burst rifle, the hunting rifle into combo range. Fucking, what was it? Invents the tactical shotgun and Bomb Expert 3. Like, what? And you think, and you're not going to give us some hashtag bow love? Man,
yeah, he is against the bow as if, like, the bow raped his mother. Like,
dude, you know what I think it is? I feel like he went up against, like, camper bow
That's
people.
what I feel. Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel like he went against bow campers, and he's like, fuck the bow! The next question, what is the most useless perk in the game?
Oh my god. I want to say Paz, but it actually helps some people. I'd say Gunslinger.
Gunslinger, thank you. That's what I feel.
You know why? Because fucking 4 points. You know what you can get with 4 points?
Survivor 3, Covert 2.
No, another fucking gun.
A gun?
If it was 1 and 2 points, I could understand. If it was 2 points for double ammo, that actually would make sense. Because think about it, a revolver is free, a semi-auto is 2 points. A semi-auto is a better version of the
pistol-only loadout. Yeah. Like, how?
Yeah. No, because it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
If you're using a pistol-only loadout, you're doing it to save points. Why would I want a skill that takes away a third of my fucking loadout? You know, for what? Extra ammo on spawn when I get free ammo from boxes?
Yeah, I know.
What?
I don't get it. I really don't understand.
So stupid.
Who is your favorite TLoU YouTuber?
Okay, look, I love everybody.
Yeah.
And I've gone through phases when I definitely like one more than the other.
Yeah.
I'd probably say Stokens or Color Bars, actually.
Okay.
I would. Yeah, both of them. The reason I like them is their shit's so fucking diverse. Or Nika 30 even, too, because his shit's like well edited and it's along the same lines. Yeah. It's along the same lines, man. Like, it's just like, here's a shit ton of fucking... actually, even Violated Boilinator. Like, I like their stuff because it's so eccentric. You know, I've been a long supporter, you know, Devlin and Sancho and all the guys, hell, even Kyle, you know, all those guys, you know. But the thing is, though, they've been doing pretty much the same stuff for a long time. You know, I know their content by now. The reason I like, you know, in the end, I've played this game so much, Factions gameplay doesn't, you know, satisfy me as much as it used to.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's a 15-minute Factions video. Okay, this guy's playing, okay, he's playing a game. Wonderful. Like how Color Bars will upload stuff and he'll have, like, these, like, cinematic weird transition things with stuff, and the thing is, though, he uploaded a comeback one time. It was like a 1v12, and in the description he straight up mentioned these guys were garbage, and I know this is a stupid comeback, and I imagine most of you could also do this, but I'm uploading it for entertainment purposes only.
There you go.
And I was just like, thank you for fucking someone finally saying it.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Instead of putting dragons in it.
I'm sure it was missing at least a few dragons.
For the record, I fucking love everybody. Okay, I love everybody. You're all
Everyone is fantastic. They're all the best.
I like your channel too, for what it's worth, bitch.
What is your favorite map on this than The Last of Us?
I have 3 favorite maps. This one we're on right now, Billstown and High School. I'd probably say more biased to Billstown, even though the and actually Suburbs I like a lot as well. But I wouldn't put it up there at the top 3. That'd be number 4. Even though Billstown has stupid ass spawns, I've had 2 amazing like shit hell fucking bender comebacks on that shit. You know, just from like, and I just like the way the map's structured, because you can carry a team on that map, or you can also get destroyed. It's a map that's extremely based on teamwork, but you can also excel based on individual performance. It's something that a lot of maps cannot claim, just because there's so many outs in the map. There's so many, there's so many paths and stealth paths, and and everything. There's hiding spots for interrogation. You can hide in interrogation. It's a good map for that.
Yes.
You know, it's fun, man. It's just a good map, and I find there's also a lot of gunplay in that map, where some maps are based more on like camping. I mean, there's definitely camping in Billstown, but there's only a few spots that people tend to camp, and most of the time you know where they are when they're camping there, so it's not that bad. You know, I mean, I like the map. I think it's probably one of the more symmetrical maps.
There you go.
Even though it's, every map has issues, but I think it's my favorite just for a couple reasons.
Well, here's a question. Do you feel like you'll be playing video games for the long haul, as in, like, you know, you move on to a family and maybe old age? Do you feel like there will be like a moment where a time where you're just like, you know what, I'm gonna, there's bigger priorities I need to push video games aside for?
That's a great question. I've actually thought about that a lot recently, because TLoU for the longest time, you know, was a big part of my life, and with it pretty much gone, like, I don't play this shit much anymore, man. I definitely see it being at least a pastime in the future. So a game like Witcher 3, again, I brought it up like 10 times already. But that, for me, is a life-changing game, because you can play it for a small amount of time or a long amount of time. No matter what you do, there's always something to do, and there's a constant stream of progression. It's the type of game that I can see myself playing for a long time. Whereas, you know, like this, I mean, yeah, TLoU is timeless, whatever the fuck you want to say. Eventually the servers will get shut down.
No.
It's always been in my life, even if it was just a card game or throwing rocks at a stick because I was bored. It'll always be in my life. It may be a new hobby later on the line, still a game, but I definitely see, you know, it's too fucking damn entertaining, man.
Oh yeah,
it really is.
All right, finally we've come to the last question.
Wow, 4 hours later.
Yes. I said I told
like
you I worked on these questions.
Great questions, dude.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. So the last question is, if or when they come out with Last of Us 2 factions multiplayer, what is the one big change you want to see in that sequel?
Well, with the campaign, bring David back. He's the best character.
Bring back... No, fuck you.
I'm gonna go back to what I said in Nick at 30's video. Change the custom games, man. Because no matter how stupid you end up making the actual fucking game, if you make customs basically whatever you want them to be, instead of privates, make them customs where we can change everything. Spawns, amount of loadout points, time limit. I want to have a 40 on 40 30-minute, 45-minute, no time limit deathmatch supply raid with 20 loadout points or 5 loadout points. That way no one can cheat. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh hey,
yeah.
bow only. But yeah, definitely make it customs. Like, I feel like we should just be able to do whatever the fuck we want to do. And they keep defending, we want the game to be this way. Well, you know what? People are already doing Hulkamania. Why not just make it easier for them to do it? Seriously. How about having music in the lobby? Choose your own music you want to listen to from the soundtrack. What if I want to listen to The Path? You know? While I'm sitting there in the fucking waiting screen instead of dun 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 dun.
Okay, cool. Well, I want to thank Valkyrie for giving his time for this awesome interview.
You spent a lot more time than me putting this together. Jesus Christ.
I did put some questions together. Yeah, that was really good.
Good job interview.
Good. Well, you got the job. Congratulations. You've now passed factions. You can move on to Witcher 4.
Oh God, I hope they get a sequel.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys.
6 years from now.
Thanks a lot for whoever was watching this on the stream. I'm gonna keep playing a little bit. Thanks for watching. You guys are the best.
Bitch.